Good morning. This video is a demonstration on how to make fruit muffins, which is a practical that we do in year 7. It's nice and simple and it's using store cupboard ingredients. So it's an all-in-one method, which means all the ingredients go in the bowl in any order and then we can mix it all up at the end. So I'm going to do my dry ingredients first. So I need 250 grams of self-raising flour. So I'm going to sieve that in because it will be easier for me to mix my muffin mixture up later. Okay, so we're just on 200, just need to get a little bit more in there. Okay, 250 done. So once you've got your 250 grams of flour, you can add your sugar. Your sugar doesn't need sieving, it can just go straight into the bowl. So you need 100 grams. I'm using caster sugar because it's a finer granule. Okay, remember you can keep using 0 on your scales so that you don't have to add up your measurements on top of each other. So I've got my flour in there and I've got my sugar in there, and now I'm going to move on to my wet items. So I need a measuring jug for this. And the first thing that I'm going to add liquid-wise is my milk, and you need 230 millilitres of it. So make sure that your jug is on the table, that it's flat on the table, and just kind of crouch down to your measurement. Don't lift your jug in the air because then your measurement isn't going to be accurate because you might not hold your jug perfectly still. So 230 millilitres of milk goes straight into the bowl. And then we need 60 millilitres of oil, which is not a lot at all. So make sure you're pouring in nice and slowly so that you don't end up putting too much in. That's all you need, 60 ml. It's not a lot at all. So 60 ml of oil goes in. You now need an egg in your mixture. Try not to get any shell in. If you're worried that you might get shell in your mixture when you crack your egg, then crack your egg into your measuring jug first, and then if you do get any shell, you can take the shell out and then pour the egg into the bowl. And then you need a tin of fruit that you would drain. Because of the busy supermarkets at the moment, there wasn't any tinned fruit, so I've bought a pineapple cup. So I'm just going to add those chunks, and I've already drained it. I drained it earlier. But you could use blueberries, you could use strawberries and cut them up, or you could have them plain if you can't find any fruit. So now that all of my ingredients are in the bowl, I'm going to take it off the scales so that the scales don't break, and I'm going to mix it all together. I'm going to pay extra attention to the bottom of the bowl and to the sides, because otherwise you might find that you leave flour not mixed in. Then when you go to pour your mixture into your muffin cases or your cake cases, you'll find pockets of flour. It's not the end of the world, but it just means when you're biting into it, you won't have a good quality mixture that you would be looking for, and it could affect the taste if you end up biting a lump of flour, really. So as you can see, I'm moving the spoon all the way around, getting all the mixture off the side of the bowl to make sure it's completely mixed in. Okay, and it should resemble a batter when it's done, so you can see it Okay, if your mixture is a little bit dry when you've got to this point, then you can just add a splash of milk. Add a splash of milk, mix it in with your spoon. If it's still too dry, add another splash of milk, just until it's slightly runnier, and then you know that it's ready to go into your cases. Some of the year 7s prefer to pour their mixture into a measuring jug and then pour their measuring jug mixture into their cases. So I'm going to do that too. Try and make sure you don't waste any of your mixture. Okay, you can give it a quick mix in your measuring jug if you want to, just in case it started to separate or your fruit chunks kind of all disappeared to the bottom. And I've got my muffin tray here with my cases. I'm just going to pour it in 3/4 full, and then I'm going to stop. I don't want to fill it all the way to the top because I've used self-raising flour, which means these muffins are going to rise. So if I fill it to the top, they're going to overflow in the oven and it will cause a huge mess, which you will not want to clean up. The top tip, once you've poured into all of your cases, if you've got any of your mixture on the tray, just get a damp tissue or a damp dishcloth and just wipe that mixture off the tray before it goes into the oven, because then your tray will be much cleaner and you might not even need to wash it if you did a really, really good job. Okay, so take your time with this. Don't pour it in really fast because it will overflow. I'm using cake cases because the shop didn't have any muffin cases. So these are going to be slightly smaller than maybe the ones that you make, and I might even have too much mixture. Okay, just have a look at your cakes, make sure you filled them all up equally. If you've got any extra mixture and you need to go back to a couple because you've not put enough in, then you can. Okay, so that's the muffins done. These now go in the oven for around 15 to 20 minutes on 180 degrees until they get a nice golden brown shell on the top. So keep an eye on them and then let them cool down before you eat them, otherwise they will stick to the cases. I hope you enjoy your baking. If you do have a go at making the fruit muffins, please take a picture and email it to me, rebecca.marriott@borwellacademy.org.uk, and then I'll be able to add you into the technology newsreel that we post on the social media, and I'd just really like to see what you've got up to. Thank you.